Paul Counts here with the first session of Paid Traffic Counts. This is myself and my business partner, Shreya Banerjee. So we are business partners on a company called Marketing Counts, and we do digital marketing for companies, corporations, businesses, celebrities, and really anybody that wants to increase their brand and exposure online. And so one of the ways we found to do that for our clients is via paid advertising. So that is one of the things that we have done, is to be able to use paid advertising and paid ads in order to generate traffic quickly and generate traffic on demand for our clients. And so that is what we do here at Marketing Counts, is we generate traffic for our clients. So we're going to dive right in here and discuss some of the ways that we do that and how we get traffic. So this is one of the things I love to show. This is a great example. So this is kind of one of our clients' accounts, and this is what was happening prior to us starting to implement paid ads. So a lot of this was organic traffic, which is great, getting thousands of visitors. But then all of a sudden, we implemented paid traffic, and look how that just spiked up there in a very short amount of time. And so that's what's so exciting. In fact, this one client, we were able to get over 10,000 visitors, almost 11,000 visitors in just 29 days after paid traffic was implemented. So why paid traffic? Couple of reasons. Number one, it is effective, because if you do paid traffic the right way, you can target your audience, meaning you can target where you're getting your traffic from, where you are, you can target where you're getting your traffic from, and you can target where you are, where your visitors are showing up. You're able to find them in the search engine. So if they're on Google and they're looking for stuff, then that is how that's going to work for you. So it's effective. It's fast traffic, meaning you can turn it on and you can get traffic very, very quickly. So that's what's so great about it. Traffic within 24 hours. In fact, when we turn on these campaigns for our clients, typically we are going to see traffic in a very, very quick amount of time. And so a lot of this, we turn it on, and typically that day we're already getting traffic. That's why it is so effective, and why we encourage our clients to go towards paid traffic, and why we would encourage you to really focus on what we're about to teach. So today is an introduction. I'm going to talk about the pros and cons of the different paid traffic sources that we're going to be diving into on the next sessions. But also, we're going to have two really critical action items here. And at the end of this session, you're going to be able to set up your own tracking via Google Analytics, and then you're going to also set up your retargeting Facebook pixel. You're going to need to have that in place in order to effectively, be able to remarket to your audience. So that means if they come to your website and they land on your website, then you can actually fire a pixel so that it will follow them around the web. We've all seen that, where you go to Amazon and the next thing you know, you're on Facebook, and all of a sudden Amazon's like, hey, don't forget to buy this product. Well, that's what you're going to be able to do for yourself and for your clients if you're following these strategies. So that's what's so great about what we're teaching here, is we're going to teach you the stuff that the big companies are using, the Amazons, the Google, the Facebook, the biggest companies, Expedia, the websites that you frequent, Macy's.com, you name it, the big websites that we frequent, and you see those ads come up again. That's because they have mastered the art of retargeting. But the biggest thing that you need to have in place is, if you're going to start to get traffic like we're showing you here, you need to be able to analyze that traffic, see how long they're staying on your page, track their behavioral flow to see where they're going, what's causing them to leave, where the entry points are. Those types of things are really, really critical. So inside this session, again, going over the introduction here. So Google Analytics, which we're going to set up here in a minute, but first I'm going to go through these slides. Then we're going to go off the slides, and we're actually going to dive into Google Analytics. I'm actually going to take one of my websites that I have not set Google Analytics up yet for, and we're actually going to set it up. And then as we move forward with this campaign, we're going to revisit it and kind of analyze some of the data. So as we go forward with this training, you're going to see. So this is what Google Analytics looks like. So this tells you, this is kind of a snapshot of a 1 month window for one of our accounts that we manage. And so you can see here 13,000 website visitors, right? 13,000 website visitors over a period of 29 days. You can see that, how many sessions they're staying, and you can see average duration. That means the average time they are staying on site. And so that's what that is. So it's really good data there. It's going to tell you the bounce rate, like how fast people are leaving your website. If they're leaving under 30 seconds, that's where that bounce rate is. Now, typically, you want to get your bounce rate below 80%. The better the bounce rate, the better. And so we've done a pretty good job with our client. But the reason you want to analyze your data is because if you are paying for traffic, you want to know how long people are staying. You want to know the behavioral flow, so you know where they're going. So once they land on your page, where are they going next? What page are they hitting next? What page are they clicking on? So that might tell you that, hey, maybe I need to put my continue button here. Maybe I need to put a button here that moves them to another page so that they can take an action. Or maybe it's just a sales page they're landing on and they're not converting on that landing page or that sales page or that offer page. So you need to get them to take the action, whether it's put in their information, buy a product, or go on and fill out a form to collect more information so that you can follow up with them. So you've got here the amount of page views that we've had and different sessions. A session would be like a website visitor and how many times people have come back to the page. So that's Google Analytics in a nutshell. We're going to set up a Google Analytics account. So you're going to see us set up an account a brand new Google Analytics account here in just a minute. And that's going to be one of your homework assignments, because you need to have this in place on your website so that you can actually then go out there and properly get traffic and know that your traffic is not being misused. So the other thing we're going to cover here in session 1 is Facebook retargeting. So we're going to place the all-important Facebook pixel onto our page. Now the pixel is absolutely essential because, as I referenced earlier, those ads that follow you around, those are coming from a Facebook pixel. So that means people are actually, they have a pixel on their website, and when you send that traffic to them, what ends up happening is, when you're sending traffic to your page, whether it's paid traffic or it's organic traffic or they type in, the Facebook pixel will fire and it will land on their, inside their cookies. And so if they're anywhere on Facebook, all of a sudden an ad for your website could actually show up. Now we're going to talk about how to create ads that target your visitors later on in this series, but it's important that you set this up now, because we don't want to wait, a couple weeks. The whole reason we're setting this up here in session number 1 is we want to start to get pixels going so that we're building an audience. That's an audience of people. That's an audience of people that have shown enough interest to come to your website and your business. Now, one of the worst things you can do is let them come to your business and not be able to remarket to them. And so that's why we teach a lot of times, part of the foundation of a good business is to build your leads, build your audience flow, and get that built up. And so you want to have leads, you want to have a solid foundation of leads. And so that's why we push getting people to fill out your about us, your contact us forms, your lead generation forms, get them to join your list. That's super important. But what happens to all those people that don't fill out information? Some websites, only 10% of your visitors may fill out a form. Maybe it's only 20%. Maybe it's 50% because it's just a dedicated landing page. But what happens to those other 50% or those other 90% of the visitors? They're gone and never to be seen again. So that's why you want to have a Facebook retargeting pixel in place, because when that fires, that means you can get them to come back to your business. It says, it's an ad, it could be a subtle ad about your brand. It could be an ad that says, hey, you were just on our website. Do you want to complete your purchase? Do you have any questions about your order? You don't want to freak them out. Obviously, you want to be careful with how you structure your ads, and we'll go into that when we cover setting up your Facebook ads. But that's something else we're going to do today. So you're going to have 2 homework assignments in this session number 1. First one is going to be set up your Google Analytics. The next one is going to be set up your Facebook pixel. Now, here in session 1, I'm going to go over each of the different traffic sources so you can understand what we're going to be covering here in the upcoming modules, the upcoming sessions. So here in session number 1, this is all about an introduction to the different traffic sources. So the first one we're going to cover is all about Facebook advertising and Instagram ads. Now those go together because a lot of people may not realize this. Facebook owns Instagram. And so Facebook actually, when you run ads on Facebook, you can actually choose to run your ads on Instagram. So it just made sense to kind of run those 2 together. Instagram is fast becoming one of the most engaging platforms, especially for millennials, for that younger generation. It's a really good way to reach your target audience, whether it's a local audience or whether it's, a broad audience. It's a great way to reach your audience. And so Facebook, we all know almost everybody in the US, everybody in the world, and this is not just focused on the US. I mentioned the US just now. That's where Marketing Counts is based out of. This training, these methods, these strategies, everything we're doing, Google Analytics, Facebook, it works globally. So wherever you are in the world, you're in for a real treat. We have somebody that's signed up for the session from London, and this is perfect because London, pretty much everybody in London's on Facebook. They're on Instagram, right? So this is a great opportunity to reach people globally, or you can reach people geographically by geo-targeting your area. So if you're, let's say you're a local flower shop, you can run ads just to people within a 50-mile radius or a 25-mile radius of your zip code. So gives you a lot of flexibility and a lot of options there. So that is, why we love Facebook. You can target people based on their interest. You can target them based on things they like. You can also target people based on, subsets and groups and demographics. Like, are they a business owner? Are they a doctor? What is their medical background? What are they interested in? Are they a parent? Are they a father, a mother, male, female? You can really target down based on age. And so you can get really particular with your ads within Facebook. Instagram will do the same thing, but you need to realize you're going to reach a little different type of audience. So not everybody's going to want to advertise on Instagram, but a lot of times you will, and it's going to come down to the right advertisements that you want in order to reach people and be able to get the right following to what you have to offer. So this is that's traffic source number one. That's going to be the first major one is going to be Facebook and Instagram. Those two kind of go hand in hand. So that's what that is going to be right there. So that is Facebook. The next one we have is Google. Google is another tremendous source of paid traffic. We've all seen it. You go to Google, you type in a keyword, maybe it's acne, get rid of acne, or maybe it's cure my ADHD, maybe it's adult vaccines, allergies, Alzheimer's, right? Like WebMD is loaded with these conditions people have, so I'm just going down their list of, how to cure arthritis, right? Somebody goes to Google, types that in, well, there's going to be a list of ads that may show up right in the Google organic listings. And we'll demonstrate that here in just a minute. In fact, I'm going to go to Google right now. I'm going to go ahead and pause my screen here, and then we're going to go over to Google and we're going to pull up that data. So let me just go over here to Google, and we're going to do a quick search, open up a new browser there. Okay, so oops, google.com. Okay, so I'm typing this in, and let's say how to cure arthritis. There we go. So how to cure arthritis. Now, this example here probably is not the best example in the world. So let's go here to find a different keyword somebody may be searching for. So let's say, let's type in beauty. Let's see, beauty shop. Let's say beauty shop near me. That's good. That's going to bring up local results. Anytime someone types in near me, it's going to bring up some local results that show up. So let's see if anyone's advertising there. Now, these people are using their Google My Business page. Now, that's its own separate, training on what that is, but they're using Google My Business in order to show up here. And so let's see here if there's any paid ads on that. Nope, no paid ads on that. So that's interesting. So, that would be something that you could target if you were in a certain demographic area and you did not see ads. You could run a Google ad on that. All right, so let's type in here Disney vacation. Let's just find an example here that shows up. Maybe we'll find ads. Perfect. There we go. So now you see these ads that pop up here. There's Disney ads. You're going to see the word ads going to be next to them, right? So you're going to see that. Now, again, that was a branded search. So Disney's going to minimize pretty much to themselves on running that advertisement. Try another good niche here. There we go. Self-directed IRA. There's a big one. You see all these competitors here, ads, 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 right? So these are the top listings that show up. I should have just started with this one, but you guys saw, struggle was real there. Improvise. That's what you have to do. So self-directed IRA, it's a financial service. It's something that people do for redirecting their income, retirement income. But you guys can see Altora.com, they're advertising, Broad Financial, Madison Trust, right? These guys are all advertising up here, and the first four listings are ads, right? So that's a pretty competitive keyword phrase. And as we go down here, you're going to see there might be more ads. Yes, there's 3 more that show up. So you can see here, these are the ads. So when we talk about Google ads, they're showing up at the top and at the bottom. So that's what we're referring to when we talk about Google ads. Now, the other type of ads here is like, for example, webmd.com, webmd.com. So I'm going to go here to WebMD. Now they're going to pull up different ads here on their website. WebMD is a very popular website. I'm just using them as an example. They are part of Google Display Network. So they make money by getting so much traffic that they sell their ad space to Google. And a lot of websites do that as well. So you can see here, this is, now I'm getting served ads about WebMD because I pulled this up as an example. So if I had just been on Amazon or somewhere else, they may be displaying a different ad here. Now I'm showing WebMD ads because I was just here as well, right? So this is WebMD newsletter, and I was looking at the diabetes section, and so that's why it's showing this example up. So like they're smart enough to say, hey, you were just on our page, here's an advertisement. And a lot of times they look like they just coincide and go directly with the website itself, right? So you don't even realize that you're sitting there on an ad. And notice how that just changed. So these are WebMD ads. And if I was to come down here, let's say ADD, ADHD, click on that. Let's see what kind of ads will show up here. So WebMD is going to have some different ads that may pop up. And these are coming from what's called Google Display Network. So you're going to learn how to set up and how to establish Google Display Network advertisements. That's going to be also something that we are diving into on the next few sessions. So give it just a moment to load up. The internet's got this running, so it's all kind of running together. And so we're going to let these ads show up. So this one, Marriott, which makes sense because I actually am a Marriott member, right? So I'm a Marriott Bonvoy member, so it makes sense. I've been on their website. They're actually now targeting me by saying, yeah, you visited Marriott's website, so here we go, right? Now, I also do a lot of travel, so this is going to a random, travel type website. And this one, it looks like this is about, oh, this one's a targeted ad where basically they said to Google, I want to run a targeted ad to people that are visiting this ADHD page. So you guys see that? So you can target based on just in general websites, right? So you could just target and say, I just want people that have visited my website to see an ad. But you can also drill it down and say, I want to target people specifically to a certain page. And so that's when you get these display ads, these banners. So you're going to learn as we proceed here within the paid traffic counts training how to set this up and how this all works. So I'm going to go back to the slides here, and this is what we're going to teach is Google display ads and Google search ads, so you guys can see how to get a lot of the traffic. Now, the client that we got almost 11,000 visitors in 29 days, that came from using Google search primarily. So it's a really powerful way to get traffic. You can see the power of it when you're targeting the right keywords that people want. You're going to get a lot of potential for a lot of traffic. Now, here in session number 1, we're also, again, just doing the overview, kind of doing an overview of everything we're covering. And so one of the other sessions we're going to cover is strictly YouTube ads. So we're going to cover how to get advertisements on YouTube. Now, this is not the video that I had playing here, right? This video is basically just like Google ads, but it's displayed inside a video. So a lot of times you see a video and they might annoy you and it's like somebody talking to you before a video. Well, that's a video ad. So we're going to show you how to run video ads, and you can actually target those to particular videos. So if you're in the self-help space, case, you could target self-help videos if they allow it and run those ads. And it's kind of a profit share because the person with the video that has like what this one has 1,228,000 views, right? Then they're making a little bit of money every time their video gets played, right? So they're going to make some money, but you're also paying money to Google. Google's making money. Everybody's happy. It makes the world go round. You're going to learn how to set up YouTube ads. What's great about that, we use this to promote a film as well. We were able to target people that are watching movie trailers, right? So they're watching movie trailers, and if they're watching any video on Fandango, then they might see our movie trailer. So it's a really unique strategy for targeting people based on what videos they're watching, and it works highly effective. So it's another good way to go. Now, this one's a big one. So this one's used to be known as Bing Ads, but it's now really changed its brand and changed its name to Microsoft Advertising. So Microsoft Advertising, it is kind of the new way they're going. They do a combination of display ads, but primarily it's going to be search-focused ads, exactly like what you just saw within Google. So it's exactly what you saw in Google, and that is where people do a search on Bing, right? So they go to bing.com, which is another major search engine, and it's what's going to happen is, they go on to Bing and they type in their keyword phrase, and then up pops these different advertisements. So, we could use the self-directed IRA example and find people that are searching for self-directed IRA and see what companies are serving up ads to them. And you're going to learn how to get traffic from a source like Bing, and so you can also get traffic from Bing. All right, so let me show you guys how that works. Give me a moment as we cut over to Bing. So I'm over here. I'm just going to type in bing.com. That's bing.com, B-I-N-G. Bing search engine, and we're going to just simply type in now the one thing about Bing that you should know is Bing and Yahoo are in conjunction, so same company. So when you run your ads on Microsoft Ads, they used to call it Bing Ads, but that confused people. So now it's Microsoft Ads, so it's going to show across Microsoft properties, which also includes Yahoo search. So they are one and the same, so keep that in mind. So if we go to self-directed IRA, this is what you're going to see. So self-directed IRA, very similar process. Notice add right here. Notice it's got the little word add. It's very similar to what Google's looks like. But these are all ones, again, the first 5 listings are ads. Then they get to the organic listings, right? So you can see probably why we're big on SEO. We teach SEO at Marketing Counts. We're very big about teaching people strategizing and helping them rank in the search engines for their important keyword phrases. But the one thing to keep in mind is that SEO is great because it's free traffic, it's organic traffic, but that takes time. It could take 3 to 6 months. Once you get it, you're gonna have a constant stream of traffic, but that's its own whole workshop series, is just about SEO. But what we love about paid traffic is that you could start this ad campaign today and start to see traffic tomorrow. Now there is a lot of power in that, and that's what we're teaching. So if you were to click on these ads, it would go directly to the landing page that the client set, and then it's going to drive additional exposure, additional traffic. Now, Bing is going to get a lot less clicks than Google, generally speaking, and not all the time, because sometimes Bing ads are actually a lot less expensive as Google ads. So you may actually be able to run more ads and buy more advertisements and buy more clicks over on Bing than you would Google. Now, I believe in using multiple sources because you're going to reach totally different demographics. There's a lot of people that 10, 15% of the audience just uses Bing only. They don't use Google. So a large amount of people go to Google. It's where you're going to get more volume, but we recommend that you look at using both. You'll notice a couple of these providers were the exact same ones that were also advertising on Google for that reason. All right, so that's that example. Now let's go back to the slides here and let's dive right in. So I'm going to go back to the slides. We're going to talk about a couple additional traffic sources that we will be teaching you here inside the Paid Traffic Counts workshop, right? So inside the Paid Traffic Counts workshop, we're also going to be talking about LinkedIn during its entire session. So each of these will be broken down into its own session, because to set up ads on these, you're actually going to be going over our shoulders. We set up an advertisement on each of these platforms. So there's a lot of work that goes into it. And so each one of these has their own little intricacies and little details. So that's what we're going to be focused on as we move forward here with these sessions. So LinkedIn ads are critical. LinkedIn LinkedIn ads are fantastic. That's what I love about LinkedIn ads, is that you're able to reach a different demographic. Now, the average user on LinkedIn is over 6 figures. That's according to a recent study. And so you're going to reach a different demographic. Now, with that said, you could spend a lot more money per click, per video view, per engagement on LinkedIn. There's a lot of different ads. You can do graphic banner ad displays. You can do clicks. You can do where people are clicking based on, you just run an advertisement, they click a link, go to your website. You could run those. You could run a video ad inside of LinkedIn, very similar to what you can do on Facebook, but you're targeting people just on LinkedIn. And you can target people based on their job description, based on the type of niche they're working in, the type of industry, a lot of possibilities. You're generally going to get more business to business focus, but let's say you have a product that is focused and targeted on helping people improve their resume, or you're a resume writer, or you are a self-help expert, or you're helping people brand themselves and look better and improve their look and appearance for workshops and stuff, then, or for going to, how to dress well for an interview, right? LinkedIn might be a phenomenal source for you to run your traffic on. And really, you can run just about any types of traffic. If you're a local flower shop, business owners are constantly looking for little thank you gifts, or they're looking for ways to reach their audience. So you might find that you can get advertising relatively cheap. So LinkedIn's got a lot of possibilities. A lot of your target market's going to be hanging out there. It's a really good, solid traffic source. So I'm a big fan of LinkedIn. There's a lot that you can do with running LinkedIn advertisements. All right, so that is LinkedIn. Now, the final traffic source we're going to cover here is Pinterest. Pinterest also has paid ads. A lot of people know Pinterest because it's free traffic. These are image boards where you can upload, create your own board, and that's kind of what Pinterest is all about. And then people pin different images that they like and that they love, and they share those all over. So that is what Pinterest is all about. It's got a ton of traffic. It's an up and coming, it's a hot traffic stream. It is amazing. So Pinterest is absolutely phenomenal. So that is kind of brings us to the point where we're going to actually go into Google now. We're going to actually work on setting up our Google Analytics account. So you're going to watch me step by step set up a brand new Google Analytics account. So from start to finish, so you guys can see how to set it up. And then I'm going to show you where to get the code, and then walk you through the steps to install it. So that's going to be your first homework assignment, is to install your Google Analytics, because we want to be able to track our traffic. And then the next goal is for you to be able to get your retargeting pixel set up from Facebook. So just bear with me just a moment as we cut over to Google Analytics. Okay, so we're over here on Google Analytics. So you can actually just go to google.com/analytics, google.com/analytics. Now this URL changes all the time, so that's why I'm not reciting this exact URL. So if you go to google.com, just go to google.com/analytics. Now, when you first get into analytics, it's going to ask you to create a new account. So that's what I'm going to do. I am going to create a new account here. So let me go in here and choose create new account. So that's the first step there. Now, in order to make this easier for you guys, I'm going to zoom in a little bit on my screen. So you guys should be able to see a little bit closer as we go in here. Now, they're going to ask you what you want to track. Now, you guys are not going to have a mobile app. Most of you are going to be tracking your website. So I'm going to call this one here I Am Guru PLR. So I Am Guru PLR. That's actually a brand. It's licensable training content that we create and sell to a subset of our audience. And I've realized that I have never set up Google Analytics on this website. So shame on me for not doing that properly. Now, we do other metrics for tracking, and so we have a lot of our sales pages there. So we're able to track via other means and server logs, but I've never set up Google Analytics. So that's what we're going to do here. So let's type that in here. And let's see, this is not my current organization, so we're going to create a new one. This is actually an account that we're working with. So website name, I Am Guru PLR, and then website URL. Okay, so we've got it right there. And then industry here is going to be business and industrial markets. Now you can pick, let's see, find, see if it fits, internet, telecom, online communities. I'd say business, more business related. All right, so this is licensable training content. Data sharing, so this is kind of unique. So this is some stuff you want to do when you're setting up your account. This allows you to share your analytics data with Google. So this is important. You do want to do that. You know, it's up to you to decide if you don't, but they will actually, if you have that checked, they're going to end up sharing it with your Google Ads account, and it can be very beneficial for you. So I recommend you do that. It's definitely important. I keep everything checked. Notice they call it recommended, and you can read the terms, decide for yourself. And again, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not going to decide for you. So you know, that's what you're going to want to do. Now you can track up to 100 different websites inside of one Google Analytics account. I've only got 2 in this one. So there we go. So that is what we're doing. So you're just going to simply put in your website URL, the URL that you're tracking, and then you're going to put that in. Now I'm going to put in the full URL. There it is. And let's go back here. Okay, excellent. And then it's going to say get tracking ID. Get tracking ID. And so now that we've chosen get tracking ID, Google's going to ask us to go through some terms and conditions. All right. So we're going to click down that, just click on that link. And so this is, you're just going to check that button there. So this is just accepting their GDPR terms. It's something you have to do, unfortunately. I accept it. So basically you're giving them the rights to track data on your website. Very important part of the process. You have to go through that. Once that is done, and we've selected get tracking ID, it's going to say success up here. So notice it's loading. Now we're going to be in a spot where we can actually install this code onto our web page. All right, so that is right there. So there's our unique UA, so Google Analytics tracking code. So that is our tracking code for this website. Now it's going to tell us no data has been received. So that tells us, okay, it's not installed. And so this is the code that we need to install. So you're going to click your mouse in there. Notice it automatically makes that code become hyperlinked. And so you're going to want to put this code somewhere into your HTML. Now you can go out. There's a couple things you can do. You can go to your webmaster, and you could, whoever manages your website, webmaster, wow, such an old term to use, but you can go to the person that manages your website. You can go to your SEO, your digital marketing company. And now a digital marketing company worth their weight, just like we are here at Marketing Counts, they should already install this for you if you don't have it. But otherwise, go to them, tell them you want to have it installed. And then if they don't, then you can go to somebody else. So you can go to other people, and you know, you could go out to, you know, somebody that works on your website, friend, relative, but tell them, you know, you could send this code to them. So you can copy it. That's one way to get it installed. Copy it, you can have it installed. Okay, so you can copy this code, send it to whoever manages your website, friend, relative. You can send that to them, or you can also install it by yourself, and I'll show you how to do that. So we're going to go over it. We're going to install this inside of our HTML code. So I've got 2 different websites here, you know, 2 different ways to install it. One is via WordPress, because part of my website is WordPress. The other part is HTML. So that works perfect for this example, because you're going to see how to install Google Analytics on 2 different different things. So, okay, so I'm over here. This is one of my files. So this is one of the HTML files. This is the HTML code. Now you're going to see here, it just looks like a big mess, right? So it just looks like it's all over the place. So let's go to right below the head. Do you see something here that says head right down here? If you're trying to find that, you can just do a Control F and look for head. Okay, we're going to install this right before the header tag right here. So we're going to install that right there. And I'm going to go ahead and zoom in so you guys can see a little bit on my screen, a little bit closer in here. Okay, so there it is. So there's the head. I just hit Control F and typed in the word head, and there it shows up, right? So it's a /, and it's the second one, and there's a / and it's inside these brackets. So we're going to go right before it, and we're going to paste this code in here. So we got our Google Analytics code right here. We're going to paste this in there. Now, your webmaster, you're going to be better served having your webmaster do this. Just going to put that disclaimer out there. But I wanted you guys to see the process so you guys could understand how that is going to work for you. Okay, so there is now our Google Analytics code is now installed. So now I'm going to click on save here, and it says successfully saved the file. All right, so that is now installed on there. So that's how we did it within the HTML code. You're just going to look for the header tag. You're going to copy and paste it in there. Now, again, have your webmaster do this, but you could also self-install it like I just did. So the next thing you want to do, so we have a WordPress-based website, right? So we have a WordPress-based website. And so what you're going to do is I'm going to show you guys how to use this in WordPress. So I'm going to go over here to WordPress, and we're going to, a lot of companies, a lot of people are using WordPress these days. And so again, if you have a webmaster, they're going to already know how to do this. But I'm just going to log into my WordPress admin area. So just bear with me while we log in there, and then I'm going to take you through that process of setting that up. Okay, so we're going to log into my WordPress site, and then I'm going to show you where we're going to go to the plugins to get a plugin that will work across all pages. So you're going to come down over here inside your WordPress dashboard, and you're going to click on plugins, and then you're going to go to add new plugin, add new plugin. So now we're going to go to search plugins, and so I chose add new plugin. We're going to go to search plugins, and I'm going to type in Google Analytics, because what we're going to do is grab a plugin that allows us just to, copy and paste this in there. Okay, so we're going to install Google Analytics by Monster, and we're going to go ahead and activate it. You just have to simply click on the install and then click on activate. All right, so give that just a moment for that to pull up. And now it's going to which category best describes it's a business website, save and continue, no license key. Okay, connect Monster Insights. So it's authenticating that. And you're going to be logged into your Google Analytics account when that happens. So it's forwarding us over to Google. And I'm already logged into my Google account here. So let's make sure that we don't have any issues. Okay, so it's signing me in, and it's going to ask you, do you want them to edit, to view your data? That is okay. So you do want them to do that so they can actually properly, display it within your dashboard. Okay, so pick a profile, complete connection. It's finalizing the authentication. And again, this is a step you would go through if you did not have somebody that could install this code for you that knew their way, around it and how to do that. Okay, so we're going to do that, and we should be all set. All right, so that is good to go. All right, perfect. So we should be all set there, and it should be tracking. Now it's going to say, please configure your Google Analytics settings. So let's go back over here and see. So allow usage. Okay, now we're just going to go here to where it says under Insights. So it's found here under Monster Insights on the left side, and it's going to say manually enter your UA code. That's what we're going to enter here. So okay, so we're going to manually insert our code there, and we're going to go down here to connect that or to save changes, and it should be showing up in theory. All right, so now if we go back here, hit refresh, you should be able to see that data is displaying. We'll give it a moment to load up here, and our Google Analytics code should be installed. So the next thing we're going to do is set up our Facebook tracking pixel. All right, so we're going to click here on send test traffic and just test it out. All right, so that is sending test traffic sent. And this is just to test it, make sure it's installed properly, right? One active user right now, so that means it's starting to work. Okay, perfect. So that means we got our Google Analytics code set up. You can come back over here into your Google Analytics account, and you can actually see your data. So we're just going to go in here. We're going to open that up. We're going to go to the home page, take a look at it, and it should be installed. So just bear with it a moment. Google Analytics tends to run fairly slow, so you want to be patient with it there. Okay, so remember we just installed it. Now it's showing we have one active user right now because I was on that website. That's the other cool thing about Google Analytics. You can actually see how many people are on your website at any given time. So, okay, so now we've got Google Analytics set up. So now we're going to go over on the next step here is we need to set up our Facebook tracking pixels. So remember that was the other thing we need to do. So we're going to go over there. We're going to log in and set up our Google pixels. So just bear with me one moment as we go ahead and set that up. So I'm going to bounce over here and we're going to go over to Facebook. So to do this, you're going to need to have a Facebook account. You're going to have a Facebook ads account. So we're going to go to facebook.com to set up our pixel, facebook.com to set up our pixel correctly. So, okay, so you're going to go over here to Facebook and we're going to click on the little drop down here. It's going to go to manage ads. And so we're going to let that load up here. Okay, so we're going to let that load up. And you're going to click on go to business manager, And then once you're there, you're going to click into your ads account. Okay, so what you're going to do inside of Facebook is you're going to go up here and there's three dots up here. It's the menu and you're going to choose on you're going to go ahead and select pixels here. So you're going to see audiences, pixels, and billing. Those are like, it'll say frequently used, right? So that's what's going to pop up there. If that does not show up, you're going to click on all tools. So do you see that there? So it's going to show up all tools. So go ahead and just click on that. And then you're going to click on all tools. And then you're going to be able to go navigate to where it says pixels. So it's going to say events manager and pixels. So we're going to work from pixels. All right, so I'm clicking on pixels. We're going to let that load up here. And you're not going to do anything else here other than we're going to install the pixel. So it's very basic. And if you don't have a Facebook account, you're going to want to set one up. So we're going to let that load up. So it's just facebook.com and you're going to click on manage ads, facebook.com and then manage ads. Okay, so now we're going to go in here and you're just going to go right up here. If you don't have a pixel, now it's probably going to show, if you don't have a pixel yet, so you can actually install your pixels. You just need to go in here and you need to install your pixel if you don't have one created already. Okay, so you're going to come in here and it's going to say view setup instructions. Now I have a brand new one here that I'm going to show you how to set it up. And once your pixel, so this is all only for new accounts, it's going to say manually install the pixel code yourself, email instructions to a developer, or connect to a partner platform. So I'm just going to choose, manually install the pixel yourself. Again, this is where you're going to come down here, just simply copy this code, and we're going to paste it into the HTML code, right? So we're just going to copy and paste that in there. So now we have that saved to our clipboard. Now there's a little important thing here. So there is your Facebook, that's your tracking code there. So I'm gonna actually go in here and I'm gonna put in a notepad file. I'm gonna paste this code here. And this is my Facebook code. It's Facebook INIT. That's your actual pixel name. So you're gonna wanna copy and paste that into, if you have like a WordPress install, they have a plugin where you just type in Facebook Analytics and you can install it via WordPress that way as well. So that's another thing that you can do. So when you create a new account, you're just going to go in there and you're just going to install that Facebook pixel that way. So once that pixel is set up, it's just going over here to Events Manager, which again is going to be found under Pixels. Typically, it's going to be found under All Tools, Events Manager, and Pixels. Okay, so Pixels. Once you go in here, it's going to give you different pixels that you can pull from, and then you can actually install that pixel. So you're really just going to follow the steps that Facebook lays out, and you can go ahead and install that Facebook pixel that way. So whether you have WordPress, no matter what kind of website you have, I would recommend, going to your webmaster or somebody to install it for you, so there's no hiccups. And most of you watching this probably already work with somebody that can install that for you. So that's the most important step. So that is the homework assignment to kind of recap what we have for today. We're going to be covering additional ways for you to get paid targeted traffic. So we went over an overview why paid traffic is so important. Google Analytics, we set up our Google Analytics account, so that's important. We also installed the code, so you can create your Google Analytics account and have somebody install the code for you, or you can do it yourself. And then homework assignment number 2 is go in, create your Facebook ads account. You don't have to fund it. You don't have to do anything like that at this point. And then you're just going to set up your pixel, install it on your page. So that is what we have here for the first session of paid traffic counts. Hope you guys enjoyed the training, and we will connect with you guys on the next session where we will be diving into how do you set up Facebook and Instagram ads from start to finish. You'll be looking over our shoulder as we create Facebook ads and Pinterest ads, or Facebook and Instagram ads from start to finish. So guys, remember, marketing counts. Let me know if you need anything, and looking forward to hearing your feedback.